I have a playlist, a Japanese yen carry trade, and the reason why I look at this so much is because it's one of the pillars of liquidity for the world's financial system. And basically, it's allowed the world to borrow and leverage on the back of a weak yen, very low interest rates. Monday, December 1st, 2025, Maneko 64, home of alternative economics and contrarian views. Well, it looks like the carry trade is rearing its ugly head today. The Japanese yen carry trade. The other day I spoke about the JGB market, and both of those are, of course, related. But the other day, when I spoke about the JGBs, the yen was still pretty weak, but now it looks like the yen is strengthening, and the carry trade is, could be on the cusp of unraveling and creating a lot of volatility for all asset classes around the world, and we're going to look at that today. And President Trump also made an announcement here overnight about his pick for Federal Reserve Chairman. And he said, Trump says he has made his choice to lead the Federal Reserve. But what I found interesting as well is what he said he wants from the Federal Reserve Chairman. And we're going to look at that because I think that could be affecting the Japanese yen carry trade indirectly. So before I go further, just wanted to give a shout out to our precious metals dealer affiliates. Yes, a lot of you have asked me lately, is it still a good time to buy gold and silver? People always ask that. I've always asked myself, but what I found out over the years is that you got to get out of Dodge. You got to get out of fiat, and you do it whenever possible, and you try to spread it out, do dollar cost averaging. So for those of you who are sitting on the fence, you might want to talk to the affiliates that I have. In the US, it's Miles Franklin. You can email them, info@milesfranklin.com. You can call them toll free and talk to the brokers there. And here in the UK, it's Golden Investments. All the details are below in the description. So let's get back to Japan, the carry trade. And it's something that I've covered a lot over the years. I even have a playlist, as I always tell you every time I talk about this. For those of you who are new to the channel, and I'd like to thank all the new subscribers. We've gotten quite a few subscribers of late. And make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. But yeah, I have a playlist, a Japanese yen carry trade, and the reason why I look at this so much is because it's one of the pillars of liquidity for the world's financial system. And basically, it's allowed the world to borrow and leverage on the back of a weak yen, very low interest rates and yields in Japan. Well, up until recently, they were all negative, which is really weird, right? But what happened then was that the government bond market became a speculative asset because people were buying it for the price appreciation, because even when the yields going negative, the prices are going through the roof. So I'm afraid the central bankers went too far, and they turned government bonds into a speculative asset, first world government bonds, and now it's all reversing. And I think that's why gold and silver are making new all-time highs and pointing to trouble ahead for the fiat currency regime. After all, what we've had in the 21st century, and I would add the late 20th century in terms of monetary architecture, is an aberration, and we're going to go back to normal. We're going to go back to having a sound money base. And if we don't, before we do get back to that, it's going to get chaotic. And I think this could be a chaotic run up to Christmas and the holidays in general this December. So what's going on in Japan? Well, as I've told you many times, keep an eye on the JGB, Japanese government bond yields. Well, I can tell you today that the markets are on the back foot in Japan. And why do I know that? Well, because I traded these government bonds, not just in the cash market when I started my career, but also in the futures market. And I can tell you that the 10-year JGB going up, yield going up 7 basis points or 0.07% is huge. It means the price is going down, and it's a big move considering that yield is still below 2%. But I have a feeling it's going to get back above 2% very quickly. We've seen that the 30-year JGB yield is at the highest level since 1998. It's up 4 basis points at 338. Why is that a problem? Well, when government bond yields rise, especially quickly like they're doing in Japan, and I can tell you also the medium term part of the curve, we're seeing like the 5-year, the 6-year, they're going up as well. So investors are losing confidence. So as I said, when yields go up very quickly in the government bond market, it affects the price of the bonds. The prices go down, and financial institutions, pension funds, and insurance companies, they hold a lot of this rubbish. Why do they hold rubbish? Well, because they've been brainwashed into thinking, the majority of fund managers, investors out there, that government bonds are safe, but they're anything but. The 40 years that we've had of the bull market in government bonds and financialization, that's over. That ended in 2020. Yields have been going up since then, and Japan is leading on the way down in terms of price and up in terms of yield, even though the UK is running a close second right behind Japan. Yes, I don't think the gilt market is out of the woods. I've also seen lately that a lot of people, a lot of investors, fund managers, bond fund managers from the West are jumping into the JGB train and jumping back into gilts. I personally think that's like trying to catch a falling knife. What about treasuries? Are they being affected? Slightly, but not that much. They are up a little bit. The yields, the 10-year yield is 2 basis points higher at 404, and the 30 years up 3 at 470. So why is the unwind or JGB yields going up and the yen going up today as well? And I think maybe the US dollar has topped against the yen. We went up to like 158 recently, and now we're at 155.50. And that's bad for the carry trade, because part of the carry trade raison d'etre is that you borrow in yen, and if the yen keeps going down, that's a good thing, because the currency you borrowed in is weakening. And the proceeds of that currency, let's say dollars, pounds, or euros, or Swiss francs, they're in assets that are going up. So it's a win-win situation. That's why it's provided so much liquidity, not just for fund managers, investors, but also speculators, and they leverage this situation. It's like a no-brainer, right? But now when things are reversing, and the yen starts going up and JGB yields start going up, a lot of Japanese investors are gonna sell their assets in other currencies because they use this, we carry trade as well. They're going to sell their assets in the foreign or Western currencies. They're going to close out those currency positions and go back into the yen. And that's why the yen is strengthening. And you can tell here this morning that things are a little shaky. I'm not saying everything's going to collapse or anything, but the Dow futures, for example, right now is down 250 points, 0.5%. The S&P is down 2/3% or 42 points, and the Nasdaq 100 futures is down 7/8% or 210 points. So it is affecting things. The other thing is affecting is risk assets, right? It's affected Bitcoin, which has proven not to be a safe haven asset this year because we're down on the year, unlike gold and silver. Well, Bitcoin dropped to 85,600. I think it got up to 92,093 or 93 recently. The key level I can tell you for Bitcoin now is going to be the low from last week. I think it was November 21st or thereabouts. It's just above 82,000. So things are not looking great for the crypto space or Bitcoin space. We need to keep an eye on things. And actually, gold and silver are holding like a rock because they're up. Gold is at 42.34. It's up 2/3%. It's been as high as 42.56, so it's come off a little bit. Silver made a new high just below 58, 57.88. Well, we've come off quite a bit here. We're at 56.60, up only 18 cents. But I expect volatility in silver. But as I said in my Saturday video, and I'm going to put it up here in the cards and you can watch it. It looks like it's a pretty popular video. I give you my price target on silver and what I think about the technical situation for silver, aside, of course, from silver being a great asset to have, hard money to have outside the system, just like gold, of course. So that's what's going on this morning so far. So there's a little bit of tremors emanating from Tokyo, not the real tremors, right? Earthquakes. My dad told me once he went on a business trip to Tokyo in the 70s or early 80s, and he fell off the bed when he was asleep in the hotel. There's a little shaking earthquake, so it's something common there. But this is a financial tremor. Back to President Trump. So yes, I said that he's told people that he's decided on the Fed chairman. They've got a picture of Kevin Hassett. We'll have to wait and see. My money is on Stephen Mirren, the guy who's already been moved to the board of the Federal Reserve and is still working, I think, at the White House. He's a guy who's calling for a very weak dollar. He called for Mar-a-Lago Accords, right? A new monetary architecture for the world. I don't think many people are talking about him, but he could be a dark horse. Who knows? President Trump knows who's going to pick. But one thing I found interesting is what he said here, and I'm reading it from the Bloomberg article. President Donald Trump said Sunday he has decided on his pick for the next Federal Reserve chair after making, or chairman, I hate that word, chair, because the person's not a chair, he's a chairman or chairwoman, right? After making clear he expects his nominee to deliver interest rate cuts. There you go. That's the big signal there. Mr. Trump wants the dollar weaker, and that means a higher gold price as well. It's a race to the bottom, of course. It happened in the 30s when Roosevelt devalued the dollar versus gold in January 1934 from $20.67 to 35. I think 9 other countries had left the gold standard or devalued the European countries. So yeah, this is another reason, people, why you need to have some physical gold and silver outside the system. Some gold and silver miners, they're going to do really well. That's riskier, of course. That's my opinion. I'm not telling you to do it, but I think, yeah, it's the way forward. We're moving from a world of financialization of debt, paper, to a world of more sane and more sober, based on real things, hard assets. I'm not saying there won't be any borrowing and lending anymore, but it's not going to be the end all. I saw a quick snippet of an interview Tucker Carlson did with Piers Morgan here in London. And Tucker Carlson asked Piers Morgan, what does the UK produce? What is the UK economy? And Piers Morgan couldn't really tell Tucker what it was. And then Tucker had to step in and say, well, Piers, your biggest product is debt. It's here behind me, the city of London. It's based on debt, no production. And he was right. But that world is changing, and that's why the UK economy is in the state that it's in. But as I said before, nothing lasts forever. And this rough patch for the UK and the Western countries and the US, that's going to be temporary. It's not going to last forever. Things go up and down. Right now we're kind of going down. And yeah, cycles, right? So President Trump added, and I quote, "I know who I'm going to pick, yeah." Trump told reporters on Air Force One on his way back to Washington without naming his choice. We'll be announcing it. So there you go. I think that's quite significant. He wants lower rates. He's going to get it because he's going to nominate the guy or the gal. I don't think, though, there is any lady that's in the running. Maybe Judy Shelton, but I doubt it. I don't think Judy Shelton will be nominated. But yeah, that's what it's all about. He's going to pick someone political. And yeah, that's bearish for the dollar, bullish for gold. And we still need to keep an eye on the carry trade and the Japanese yen. So with that, I'm going to wish you all a very good day. Take care. Bye.